Good morning. Good morning, friends. Good morning, Emerald City. You look fabulous this morning. Welcome to the Boise Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We are a spiritually diverse, justice-seeking religious community proclaiming the power of love at the core of our living tradition. Love of neighbor, love for ourselves, and love for our planet. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Whatever fades you have known, if any, whatever doubts you carry, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, however you identify, you are welcome here. Everyone is welcome here. I am the Reverend Sara LaWall. I use she, her pronouns. I am delighted to be the Minister of Oz this morning. It's my great honor to serve this beloved community. I'm joined today by our celebrant, Janet McClenahan, and our fabulous Emerald City Choir this morning. It's going to be a beautiful Sunday. Today is Celebration Sunday. It's the culmination of our annual pledge drive, when we ask you to pledge your financial support for the coming fiscal year. So to those of you who have pledged, thank you. But you were handed a card perhaps when you walked in today, and we'll hand more out later if you weren't. Hang on to that. We're going to do something with them, even if you've already made your pledge. If you haven't pledged yet, there will be an opportunity in today's service, and you can also find the QR code that will appear on the screen up there and make a pledge, when you can fill out one online in Zoom as well. And as you can hear, we are a multi-generational service today with our playground in the back. Hi, friends. I hope you'll come forward for our Time for All Ages. Don't get too lost in the playground over there. This year, our theme for our annual giving drive has been There's No Place Like Home. We've been enjoying the fun of the Wizard of Oz and Wicked themes in there, and we've been celebrating all of the ways that we strive to create home, not just within our walls, but in the hearts of everyone we touch. And we call this day Celebration Sunday because we celebrate the beauty and power and joy of this beloved community, our spiritual home. I want to thank our board members in particular for helping lead this year's campaign with passion and joy, handling all of the details. Particularly today, I want to thank Susie Hardy, Nan Harms, and Deborah Smith for helping get our party ready for after the service, where we invite you to continue the celebration outside in our courtyard. We have 2 dance troupes bringing entertainment from their homelands. The Boise and Carrie Bastian dancers are with us this morning, and Danza Azteca is also with us this morning with some delicious down-home food and raffle prizes and lawn games and the joy of one another's company. So let's take a moment to welcome our Zoom community. Give a wave for those of you who are joining us via Zoom. Look around the room, give a wave to a fellow Ozian out there, and even maybe someone you don't know. It's here for the first time. Zoom friends, you know we also love to see your beautiful faces. If you're able to turn your cameras on, we invite you to do so we can welcome you into our space this morning. Good morning, Mary Nodell and Edith. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Era and Amanda. And Liesel, good morning. Good morning, friends. Good morning, John. It's so good to see your beautiful faces out there. Thank you for reminding us that we worship together as one beloved community beyond the walls of this fellowship. We have friends still streaming in, so if you have some empty chairs next to you, would you wave your hand around to the folks who are looking for chairs? There's a whole bank back here. I think there's Yep, thanks for moving in, friends. That's amazing. It's such a delightful problem to be so full. A special welcome to our newcomers, those of you that are joining us for the first or second time. We know it takes a lot of courage to check out a new community, whether you're doing so in person or on Zoom. And we're glad that you've chosen us this morning for this wild celebration. We invite you to introduce yourselves to us after the service or in the chat if you're on Zoom, and fill out one of our newcomer forms so that we can warmly welcome you and we can keep you up to date with all that is happening in our fellowship. And there is a lot happening. I have a couple of announcements I want to share. Join us next Sunday after the service for our final Climate Revival workshop. This will be part 3 of our Climate Revival. But even if you did not attend the full day Saturday or the worship service, you are still invited to come and join us in a conversation as we start to synthesize and actualize some of the ideas that were generated during the first part of our Climate Revival. And it is going to be more Picture Day next Sunday and also on the 11th. So if you haven't had a chance to have your picture taken for our directory, which we promise is coming for the 100th time, next Sunday, put on your finest, bring your family, and come and get your pictures taken. In honor of Celebration Sunday and celebrating this community and all the gifts we bring to this fellowship, I want to take a moment to just find out where we've come from. So we're going to do a roll call of sorts. And if you're on Zoom, if any of these apply to you, you can raise your Zoom hand and connect with one another. I want us to get to know a little bit about each other. So if you have been a member of this congregation for more than 25 years, would you raise your hand? Look around, friends. Wow, members. More than 30 years? More than 40 years? Good. If you have been a member of this congregation, if you are brand new, if you've been a member for less than 3 years, raise your hand. Woo, friends, that's amazing. If you've been a member for 5 or fewer years, raise your hand. If you have been a member for 10-ish or so years, raise your hand. 10 or under. Yeah, great. 10 to 20. This is amazing. Look at that. How many of you have come from a religious background? How many of you come from conservative Christianity? Look around. I want you to find your people. How many of you come from an LDS background? I know there's more of you out there. Catholics? Good, Catholic background. Sort of general Protestant, mixed Protestant background. How many of you had no religious background? Look at this, just was like me. Okay, you lifers, raise your hand. Yes, you're there, you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's amazing. 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's so many in a congregation. That's really, I'm delighted to see some of the folks who were raised in this congregation who are here with us raising their hand as you lifers. I want to get some sense of religious practices or spiritual practices. How many of you identify with or practice some form of Buddhist meditation? How many of you identify or practice with some form of pagan spirituality, pagan nature spirituality? How many of you identify or practice with some form of Christian spiritual practice, Christian-related, centering prayer, for example, is a Christian practice. How many of you are doing all the things? Oh. How many of you are still trying to find the thing? Wonderful. We're all here today. Thank you for that. All of this beautiful spiritual diversity together in one room. It is really beautiful that we can worship together as one beloved community. We begin our services each week by lighting our flaming chalice, the symbol of our free faith, the symbol of that spiritual and religious diversity, a beacon of hope, love, and justice. On this Celebration Sunday, we light our chalice in honor of our home, this fellowship, and our shared mission, vision, and values for ourselves and for our world. We join in this lighting in solidarity and community with hundreds of other Unitarian Universalists lighting chalices this morning in homes in sanctuaries and virtual worship spaces and community centers across the globe, reminding us that we are connected to one another and to this great community of faith and love. If you have a chalice nearby, friends on Zoom, we invite you to light it with us and then share in the chat where it is you have lit your chalice this morning. In honor of this theme of our annual Giving Drive campaign, I invite us to join together for a special gathering hymn this morning. We're all going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You can rise and bow to your spirit.
We come from and live on land considered sacred by many indigenous peoples, known as Bannock, Shoshone, Paiute, and many other tribes that lived here sustainably for thousands of years, inhabiting a vast region including much of Idaho.
We recognize the long history of the land, long before colonization, and acknowledge the ancient tribes whose names have been lost in history.
With this acknowledgement, we wish to demonstrate our commitment to dismantling the legacies of settler colonialism. We honor Indigenous peoples' connection to the land and support their right to sovereignty.
In the challenges of these truths, may we move through the world bringing justice in every way that we can, listening to the truths spoken to us by Native American peoples, making space for them to re-inhabit this place, and giving them back the resources they need to heal their communities.
Our spiritual theme for the month of April is joy. Good. That's right. I mean, it has been a joyful month of worship services and events. And today's service invites us to continue that joy in our spirit of celebration for all of the ways we collectively sustain this beautiful, beloved home. So as we enter into this time of worship together, I invite us all to take a breath together. Fill your body with breath. Breathe, knowing that our breath connects us to one another, to our bodies, to this planet. Our breath offers us an opportunity to tune in to our spiritual center, to listen deeply to our heart's own longing. As you hear the words of our opening poem this morning, I invite you to hear the thines and thous as spoken to our beautiful, beloved home, our spiritual home. Thou art the song of my heart in the morning. Thou art the dawn of truth in my soul. Thou art the dew of the roses adorning. Thou art the woven whole. Thine is the grace to be steadfast in danger. Thine is the peace that none can destroy. Thine is the face of the need-riven stranger. Thine are the wings of joy. Thou art the deep to the deep in me calling. Thou art a lamp where my feet shall tread. Thy way is steep past the peril of falling. Thou art my daily bread. Thine be the praise of my spirit uplifted. Thou art the sea to each flowing stream. Thine be the days that are gathered and sifted. Thou art the deathless dream.
Everybody be glad, because the silent fear Okay, let me catch my breath. Our call to worship this morning is from the Reverend Gretchen Haley. Come in, all who long to know how to love the world, how to keep eyes open, hands unclenched, arms wide, breathing in and out. This is a time to practice because there is still so much good and beauty and joy. But it can be hard to keep telling this tale with all the news and the wind and the rain and the trembling earth. Who wants to love this life anyway? Come in, all who teeter on this edge of cynicism, brokenhearted and trying still to remember laughter and kindness, and the chance to be alive in these days when so much is at stake. In this place, we remind each other why we persist, giving each other courage to take this path that is not always easy, to keep practicing this love that cannot and will not let us go, this love that still calls us on. Come, let us worship together.
I'd like to interrupt the playground for a moment and invite all of our young people and friends to come on up here for our time for all ages this morning. Thank you, Cambria. So we said today was costumes welcome, and so many of you did such a beautiful job, including our Emerald City Choir. You look so amazing up there. I love it so much. I call this, I am the Aussian street preacher today. There's probably not even enough sparkles on here for that. Look at all we're gonna have a little costume moment in a moment, but I wanted to chat with you guys because our theme for this annual giving drive has been there's no place like home. And we think of that as there's no place like booth. Doesn't quite have the same thing. But if I say to you, there's no place like booth because, how would you fill in the rest of that sentence? Do any of you want to offer up a thought? There's no place like booth because. Tell me, tell us, tell the people. Because why?
Because this is a wonderful place where everyone is welcome.
Beautiful. This is a wonderful place where everyone is welcome.
I was going to say welcoming, so.
Welcoming. We can all say it. That's good. Who else? There's no place like booth, this home, because. Do you want to say why? Because why? Well, you have your ruby slippers on.
Because you can go wherever you want in the whole wide world.
You can go wherever you want in the whole wide world. You can be anybody you want to be. That's right. Why else? Sebastian.
Because we kind of encourage each other.
That's great, because we encourage each other. Yes, we do. Anyone else? Nobody? Travis, do you want to give an answer?
For me, it's a wonderful place because I found it so welcoming for me personally, and it just, that feeling transfers. So no matter who you are, I just think everybody, as you say, everyone's welcome here.
That's awesome, because when we feel welcome, then we can better welcome others, right? So we practice that. That's a spiritual practice for us. I want to show off some of the beautiful costumes in the house. So we're gonna just do a little costume parade. And so if you wore any kind of costume or thematic shirt or hat or shoes or whatever, then I want you to come forward. We're gonna play some music, but what I would like you to do is I'd like you to come to the center here for a minute, pause and show off your costume, because our Zoom family wants to see the costumes and the cool things too. So we're gonna dance a little bit, but just everybody kind of come. You can walk down the aisle and around and then back down the aisle. All right, we got it? Okay, we got it. Here we go. Here comes the hammerhead. because we are a community that likes to play and dance and have fun and dress up and celebrate. That's my answer. Let's sing our community blessing together, but you're all gonna stay here. You can go back to your seats. You can go hang in the playground. Our choir's got some more extraordinary fun music coming, but let's sing our community blessing. Will you young people rise for us, please? Thanks. Let's sing together.
Generosity is a powerful practice of joy. When we give, we say yes to the natural cycle of abundance in our lives, yes to building beloved communities within and beyond our walls. We commit ourselves to do work for justice and compassion for all people and our earth. Today, as an expression of our commitment and living out our faith in the world, we share our offering with our plate partner, City of Good. City of Good is a Boise nonprofit working to build a sustainable food system by supporting local food producers and ensuring equitable access to local food for all. We thank you in advance for your generosity. Our offering will now be gratefully received. As our ushers bring our offering gifts forward, I invite us all to join together in the collective blessing of our offering this morning. We bless these gifts so freely given. May generosity always be our companion as we walk the holy path toward ever greater compassion and beauty. Thank you. Thank you for your gifts.
Thank you for your gifts of celebration and costumes. Janet and I were just chatting. That was so much fun. As we celebrate the end of this annual giving drive and celebrate There's No Place Like Home and all the ways we create home together, a home where we gather and grow and worship and dream together, a home where we support one another through life's joys and sorrows and milestones, a home where we work to extend beyond our walls to this world, offering refuge, hope, and transformation. This annual giving drive has been an opportunity for us to reflect on all of that and what home means to us and how we ensure it remains vibrant and strong for years to come. Here to share our final testimonial during this annual giving drive for There's No Place Like Home is a very special testimonial from a long-time boofer who has been a fixture of this home and who has helped create home for so many of us and so many beyond our walls, and who is leaving this home in, I think less than a week. So I would like to invite the amazing, who always has a costume to share, Wanda Jennings, to come and share a testimonial.
Thank you. This magical, mystical place. Boof is a magical, mystical place where bridges are crossed and children race. Love always flows round and round. Even in different buildings we're found. Elizabeth Green and Sara LaWall teach our religion while wearing a shawl. Water communions and chalice lighting both create awe-inspiring writings. Amazing songs come from our choir, even if sometimes there is satire. Winter solstice, then Christmas comes, 5 gold rings is always sung. I served as president of the board. Some say that I was adored. I even preached a sermon or two and lit the chalice. Didn't you? At the Capitol steps, we took our love, told our leaders what they should dispose of. Seeking social justice and sanctuary green, toward asylum seekers and inclusion we lean. Love keeps flowing round and round, lots of it at the Booth Campground. We were both on the congregational care team. Love for others is our theme. Friendship dinners and potlucks, delicious food, we were awestruck. Welcoming newcomers to our church, we're glad you found us in your search. Quest groups, Verge groups, and pods too, ways to love each other anew. Walking the labyrinth calms my heart, loving this community of which I am a part. Our sister church across the sea, to Transylvania, we traveled with glee. Thanks to those who care for this church, helping us all as for love we search. Beautiful landscapes cared for by friends, creating a place where love never ends. Boof is a magical, mystical place, giving us hope as love we embrace. Brian and I have been members for over 30 years. I think that should bring some cheers.
So, thank you all. Some of you know this, but perhaps not all of you. I owe a special, very particular thank you to Wanda, as she was on the search committee that brought me here. So if you're in the or not camp, you can be mad at Wanda. Because no one can be mad at Wanda. Wanda, you have transformed this congregation in ways large and small, and you show up to everything with a delightful smile, always ready to help, always asking, how can we do more, be better? We all, I hope we all take a little bit of your heart and hold it with us. And you know we mean it when we say there's no place like home, and that this will always, always be your home. And we will always welcome you whenever you come back to visit. I'm a little verklempt right now. Every Friday morning for the past 2.5 years, I've joined an early morning Zoom call that we have fondly named the Post-Roe Think Tank. This ad hoc crew of attorneys and medical professionals and community organizers and advocates have gathered weekly since the Dobbs decision to share impact and action and general care and solidarity from its fallout and the beginning of Idaho's total abortion bans and the rising attacks on all bodily autonomy of all kinds, including on our trans beloveds. In the beginning, this was really just a space for medical providers to process all that was happening, to ask questions, to get some legal analysis from attorneys, not advice, just analysis, as we all tried to dissect and interpret these new laws and figure out how to respond. It was a very safe space for the rage and deep despair that was experienced by so many. Often, our Friday mornings would end in tears, many tears. But at first, I wasn't really sure why I was invited to join this group, what my particular role was meant to be, because I wasn't on the front lines of this particular fight, not in the legislature or in a courthouse or in a clinic. I felt a little limited, like so many of us feel in this moment. Maybe I desperately wanted to do more, but I didn't know what that more was or what it should be. But I just kept showing up every Friday morning at 8:30 a.m. Most weeks, I would just listen and lament with the stories that were shared. A few times as the months and years went on, I would share some projects and events that we were doing and that we were supporting, cool moments in worship, like that 50th anniversary of Roe when we had a service of lament, which to me didn't feel like much, but I wanted to clarify for our community, not all religion. Turns out when you spend nearly every week with the same people, you are changed for the better. I learned about what it meant to become a trusted ally just by showing up. I gained a whole new cadre of friends and advocates and people I could turn to with questions and for advice. I discovered new opportunities for partnership and connection for all of us, and also a space of solace and comfort. And then when HB 71 passed in 2023, banning healthcare for trans youth, after months of legislative advocacy sitting in legislators' offices and the governor's office, in a moment when I felt consumed by rage and grief and despair, that group was right there with me, and many of you were too, offering me and my family comfort and care and solidarity. This small community group was really just a microcosm for what we know to be true about religious communities, like this one. Turns out, when you spend nearly every week with the same people in community of purpose and practice and care, you change. For the better, hopefully. But that change isn't about what we do or don't do. It isn't about our accomplishments or our big, hairy, audacious goals, though those are wonderful and important and can be great fuel for the change. Ultimately, the real change is about what happens in our hearts and souls. Being changed for good is about who we become, not just as individuals, but as people, as a community. It's about who we become while we're working on those big, hairy, audacious goals with each other. It's about who we become to one another and to the larger world. When I first started as your minister nearly 10 years ago, I was brand new to ordained ministry. And there was a part of me that thought that my job was to make things happen. I'm a little embarrassed to admit that there was also a part of me that thought being a good minister meant accomplishing great things. I thought it meant that I would help us grow, and we would fight all the injustices, and we would be the most spiritual, and we would raise all the money, and we'd become this flagship UU church. I'm wondering if perhaps you can see maybe just the tiniest bit of Glinda in my vision. I might have been erroneously hanging on to the notion that being popular was the same as being good. Perhaps some of you have also felt that same inkling or time or two. I hope I'm not alone in this confession. And we see a slightly different version of that in Elphaba, in Wicked, who is ostracized because she is perceived to be different and therefore bad. Not doing it right, not conforming, not popular. But her ostracization is so bad that it's to the point, she is driven to the point of feeling like she has no one in her corner and that she must go it alone. And that somehow that equals freedom. But as a result, she is branded as evil. She becomes captive to her own individualism, her own individual quest for righteousness at any cost. So I think we all have a little bit of Glinda and a little bit of Elphaba in each of us, each pulling us into a distorted notion of goodness or success in life or ministry. But if we lean into community and lean into relationships and to belovedness, as messy as it can sometimes be, we can change those tendencies for the better. Thankfully, I had you. It did not take long to realize that doing cool stuff or making big change or accomplishing great things was not, in fact, what good and healthy ministry looked like. Because when you spend too much time worrying about what other people think or if you are doing enough or if people like you, you miss out on all the beautiful connection and the kind of love that can only be found in the mess and struggle of community. I learned that the most beautiful, most sacred parts of ministry show up in the smaller, seemingly unexpected moments, in just sharing our lives together, in sitting at your kitchen tables and sharing a cup of tea, or sitting in my office exploring existential questions, or making big plans and dreams for future services. Taking walks on the Greenbelt, hearing your struggles and being able to share my own. The beautiful and the sacred in ministry shows up in officiating memorial services for our beloveds, burials and weddings, in holding your babies, in hearing difficult feedback over a beer, in impromptu potlucks, in showering our young people in bubbles, in friendly competition at our auction. The beautiful and sacred shows up in our shared ministry. When we march in the Pride Parade together, the Gospel Weekend, in our holiday bazaar, in programs and panel discussions and social justice and filling the food pantry. The beautiful and the sacred shows up in costumes at every thematic opportunity. Thank you for the good example, Wanda. In dancing and singing in the choir. It shows up each time I make a new video for worship and sift through hundreds of photos and memories over the last 10 years with tears often of heartfelt love and gratitude in my eyes. And it turns out we still did amazing, audacious things. We've accomplished so much in 10 years together. And more importantly, we have let ourselves be changed. But when we get stuck in thinking that our job is to push toward an outcome or fight so hard against bad government or fight anything really, when we get stuck in that cultural tendency to just keep our heads down and keep working, and we don't take a moment to look up and look around us, we miss what this wild and beautiful and frustrating and deeply sacred life is all about. People. The people we are with on this journey. The people who make up this beloved community, all of our beloveds in our lives, the people who are being pushed out and knocked down, who are being targeted and oppressed, the people who come into our lives for a reason to teach us something about ourselves, the people who help us most to grow, the people who change us for the better. Because in order to be changed for good, we have to let our guard down. We have to let others in. Even Elphaba and Glinda discovered that lesson. We have to be vulnerable, as troubling as that sometimes feels. We have to listen to each other. We have to be willing to be wrong, and we have to keep showing up every week. But more than anything, we have to remember that we are in this together, that none of us is on this journey of life alone. And in times like these, when we are battling a powerful wizard, or many wizards, bent on power and control through utter destruction and a total disregard for humanity, we need each other more than ever. And we need the sacred more than ever. So when we commit ourselves to religious community, to spiritual community, we commit to nurturing, tending, sustaining all that we hold sacred, to holding love at the center, to widening our circle so that no one is on the outside. And tending to the sacred and tending to our own hearts and souls and the hearts and souls of humanity gets magnified when we do it together. In person or online, however we do it, it gets us out of our own heads, out of our own ambition and downward spirals of despair, and reminds us of that something larger, of that love that will not let us go, that love that calls us on. That is why I joined a UU church way back when, a liberal church whose values reminded me that how I show up for others in this world matters. A church that taught me that justice is as sacred as prayer, but both are needed in equal measure. And since this is a pledge drive sermon, I'm going to be real with you. It takes a lot of green to sustain this fellowship, and not just in our outer wear. It takes a lot of money to sustain this place, way more than it ever used to. Both because we have grown, because of inflation, but also because you have made a powerful commitment to living our values in how we compensate our staff, striving for equity, parity, and justice, and a sustainable wage, and those costs increase every year. Because you have made a commitment to keeping this home beautiful so that many can enjoy it for years to come, and that it can be a home to all kinds of different groups and people. I believe in us. I have witnessed such extraordinary generosity in this congregation over the years. It consistently blows me away. A generosity that has sustained this fellowship, but also a generosity that supports our larger community home so that we can help make change for the better. Thousands of dollars in support of our many community partners, our plate partners, and our justice efforts. Your support means everything, and it makes a difference. Our home, this fellowship, has been through some incredible changes in its lifetime. Remember, it started out as a horse pasture here. But this community has also been an incredible force for change. And there is always more change to come, we know this. But I do believe we have been changed for good at every turn. After 10 years of ministry, having experienced the deep joy and love of our shared ministry together, I have figured out, finally, that ministry was never about changing you or even changing the world, but about how you have changed me and each other for the better, and how together we might keep trying to change the world. May it always be so. Hallelujah. Amen.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you.
We want to begin our community ritual with this reading adapted from Reverend John Wolfe, the minister emeritus of the UU Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. There is only one reason for joining a Unitarian Universalist church, and that is to support it. You want to support it because it stands against superstition and fear. Because this church points to what is noblest and best in human life, because it welcomes everyone and means it. You want to support a Unitarian Universalist church because it has a free pulpit, because you hear ideas expressed there which would cost any other minister their job. You want to support it because it is a place where children come without being saddled with guilt or terrified, where they can learn that religion is for joy, for comfort, for gratitude, and love. You want to support it because it is a place where walls between people are torn down rather than built up. Because it is a place for the religious displaced person of our time, the refugees of mixed marriages, the unwanted freethinkers, and those who insist against the orthodoxy that they must work out their own beliefs. We want to support a UU church because it is more concerned with human beings than with dogmas, because it searches for the holy rather than dwelling upon the depraved. Because it calls no one a sinner, yet knows how deep is the struggle in each person's breast and how great is the hunger for what is good. You want to support a UU church because it can laugh, because it stands for something in a day when religion is still more concerned with platitudes than with prejudice and war. You want to support it not because it buys you something, some insurance policy towards your funeral service, but because it insults neither your intelligence nor your conscience, and because it calls you to worship what is truly worthy of your sacrifice. There's only one reason for joining a Unitarian Universalist church, is to support it.
Now is your opportunity to share your support with this Unitarian Universalist Church, our home, to share your pledges to our collective ministry for the coming year. This is a participatory moment. Your pledges affirm there's no place like home and that this home has changed us for good. So when you came in, you were handed a card. There is a pledge card on one side and a prompt for sharing your answer to the prompt, there's no place like Boof because. If you didn't get a card, our ushers can take a moment to hand some out. I invite you to take a moment to fill out the card. Both sides if you haven't yet made a pledge, or one side if you already have, and bring them forward to these collection boxes up front. There are pens in the seat back pockets. Friends on Zoom, there will be a link to the pledge form in the chat, and you can share your answers to the prompt, there's no place like Booth because, directly in the chat. While you do that, we have created a beautiful special video just for today's celebration, using the beautiful hymn written by Carrie Bastian and Mike Lemieux that, since it was written just before the pandemic in 2020, has been a beautiful reminder of why there is no place like this home. So I invite this to be a time for love and celebration. When you're ready to come forward and place your cards, and let this ritual remind us of all of the ways we create beautiful spiritual home together.
A place to celebrate and share our fears, a place of belonging where we don't feel alone. We all need friends, we all need care, we all need love. So we come home to this place where we gather and give thanks. Here we welcome all inside the arms of love. Through the storm, through the sun, we come together as one. For this is where peace and justice abide. This is our home.
We all need a place to wander and to dream, a place where we become who we want to be, a place of hope and healing where we feel home. We all need help, we all need strength, we all need love.
So we come home to this place where we gather and give thanks. Here we welcome all inside the arms of love. Through the storm, through the sun, we come together as one. For this is where peace and justice abide. This is our home.
There's a roof overhead to keep the rain from them.
And the walls keep the winds at bay.
The windows they let the sunshine in.
So no matter the weather, we'll find shelter together, come what may. We all need a place that shines a mighty light, a place to work for all that's just and right, a place to share our bounty, to build a better world. We all need faith, we all need hope, we all need love. So we come home into this place where we gather and give thanks. Here we welcome all inside the arms of love. Through the storm, through the sun, we come together as one. For this is where peace and justice abide. This is our home. 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 This is our home.
Did y'all get a chance? Everyone get a chance to bring their cards up? We're gonna do a little something with your answers and we'll send it out in a fun little email so we can all see each other's answers to why there's no place like Boof. But I invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation. Come on forward, John. Anybody can come forward, even during the prayer. It's all good. Spirit of life and love, holy mystery. In this hopeless jumble of a world, with constant clouds darkening the sky, raining fear and hate and power and greed down upon us, help us look up and look around, that we might see that magic lane open up and reveal that place beyond the sun and rain, that place of possibility and hope and love, that somewhere over the rainbow that is actually right here in our midst. In this community with brains and courage and heart, everywhere we look, sharing this journey together, changing us for good, holding on when we get tired and weary or lost and afraid, offering steadfast determination that we might not accept the limits demanded of us by those in power just because they say so, and instead trust our instincts and join in defying gravity. This beloved community that celebrates with joy, so much joy even if sometimes we cannot see it. Singing and dancing our way to the promised land as we ease on down the road of love, down the road of diversity and equity and inclusion for all people and our planet, building that world we dream together. Let us welcome and celebrate and share the rainbow love we know lives here, in this place, our home, where we gather and give thanks, where we come together as one, where we welcome all, where peace and justice abide. This is our home. May we always know there's no place like it. In the name of all that is holy, we pray. Amen.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game.
Too late for second guessing.
Too late to go back to see. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so.
Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know.
Gauzians, I invite you to rise, embody your spirit, and place your hands over your heart for our closing blessing. In this place, our home, we are unlimited, defying gravity together. May the pledges and blessings you've made here today, the gifts of your heart and soul, the expression of your commitment to this community, give life to our dreams, to our mission and vision for ourselves and the world, that we might continue to make change and be changed for good. Let us remember, if we keep going together, keep loving and changing, welcoming and blessing each other in the face of a broken and hurting world, they'll never bring us down. Blessed are we all. Go in peace.